life deals you some cards don't necessarily mean you have to play. We grew up in that kind of environment. But you got two boys in the housing projects. One make it out and one don't. Why? You know, if it was just totally no hope at all, everyone would be like that. But we got a lot of young boys, young girls who are doing good things every day. They're being harassed by a lot of people, but they're making it. You know why they're making it? Because they got somebody behind them, somebody guiding them, telling them to do this, do that. These are the right decisions you have to make. That's what we're trying to say. We're not going to say that isolated incidents is not going to happen.
We know we're having an impact because, for an example, the gang situation here in Omaha has really been cut in more than in half because we've cut off the younger kids. And the number of gang members who come to MADDADS asking for help lets us know that there has been an impact. They're coming to us.
I want to see you when you get out of here.
In the 5 years since it began, the face of MADDADS has changed dramatically. Once primarily a group of African-American fathers, it now includes thousands of dads of all races reaching out to teenagers across America.
People find out how they can be open.
It's something that we should have been doing a long time ago, but nevertheless we started now, and we've put a name to it. It's MADDADS. Now one of these days, I hope in our lifetime, we can change this to Glad Dads, because all over the country, all fathers will be doing what they're supposed to do. But until then, we're going to be MADDADS.
You know the problems. Now, meet the people who are doing something about them. Over the next hour, travel along as Unsung Heroes takes you around the country to show you the people who are making a difference. The crew of Unsung Heroes travels this imperfect world to bring you the people who are quietly working on the front lines of life to make it a better place for all of us. We'll take you to Nebraska, where 3 men tired of crime are taking back the streets and their sons from the gangs and drug dealers. To Oklahoma, where a man decided that no child should ever go hungry, and today is feeding thousands of kids around the world. In Indiana, meet the young man who forever changed our perception of the AIDS virus and its victims. And in California, you'll meet a woman who is spending her life helping get prostitutes off the street and back into life. Meet the people, just like you, who are changing the world every day. Ordinary people, extraordinary stories, unsung heroes.
Hello, I'm Zig Ziglar. Welcome to this edition of Unsung Heroes. What is it that inspires someone to reach out and help their fellow man? To strive at making life better for all of us. Today, you'll meet several individuals that are doing just that. People who have found ways to turn defeats into victories, hardships into assets, fears into friendships. Travel along with us as we crisscross the country in search of ordinary people with extraordinary stories. Unsung heroes. Our crew started in Omaha, Nebraska. An unlikely place to find men who are angry and shouting, "We're not going to take it anymore." The problems they're facing are the same ones crippling every major city, but they're finding some answers.
Right here. Okay,
Have a good one. I'm done. This is Hi,
how are you? Mark.
Witnesses tell police 2 men, both wearing suits, opened fire on 19-year-old Mickey Chambers, shooting him in the head and chest while he was in the restaurant's bathroom.
I am tired of seeing kids killed. And this is just one night in a short period of time. And as you saw, there weren't a lot of people on the streets, but the children were out there. And it's a night of horror. And it gets painful to watch young people die.
This is our other mic.
They call themselves MADDADS.
MADDADS is an acronym that stands for Men Against Destruction, Defending Against Drugs and Social Disorder.
And they're mad for a good reason.
What is a life worth anymore?
People can't even walk down the street. Women can't walk to the store without the fear of being raped.
These three men, John Foster, Eddie Staten, and the Reverend Bob Tyler, were the first of this group banding together in Omaha, Nebraska 5 years ago. John Foster was the first Mad Dad.
It's amazing that this organization has grown from John getting angry one night. His son was beat up by some gang members back in May of 1989. His son was here from college. It was Memorial Weekend, and he had a Jeep Suzuki and was at a North Omaha gas station getting some gas. And 5 gang members jumped him and wanted to take his Jeep. And they beat him up pretty bad. Tore his clothes and beat him up. When he got home and walked in and knocked on the door, and John said, "Come in," and here's his son standing there all beaten and bloody and clothes torn off of him. He did just like a lot of people would do, just got very angry.
I became a very incensed, very livid father, out of control, trying to demand information as to what happened to him. And when I did get enough information, I wanted to retaliate. I wanted to go after these individuals, and I did. I loaded up my BB guns, 44 Magnum, a 357 Magnum, and I put them on the front seat of my car. I thank God to this day that I didn't find them, because I know as out of control as I was, I'd either be dead or incarcerated, because that's how out of control, and it's scary now.
And when John came to me and said, I want to do something. We've got to get the strong men together. We've got to do something about these kids out here. It almost like somebody clicked on a light bulb and said, right, this is it. But I think you can see why John infected the rest of us with his madness.
The Mad Dads are on the cutting edge of the nation's booming violence, prevention, and outreach programs. They have been touted as a group to hold up as a community model and pillar of anti-violence.
Sometimes they do think this is a black